Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at one of the Decepticon triple changers, Astrotrain. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to have a quick look at things that you need to be aware of if you're after purchasing one yourself. We'll have a look at him and all of his modes so you can decide how you want to display him, and as I'm lucky enough to have a couple of different types of packaging, we'll have a look at the artwork on them as well. Before we get started, I want to dedicate this video to Paul from Robot Recruit. I hope this brings back lots of memories for him and of course for yourselves. Right, here we go. So as I mentioned, he's a triple changer. His name is Astrotrain and he was originally released in 1985. There were 3 Decepticon triple changers, but only 2 were initially released straight away. They were Astrotrain and Blitzwing. These were the first 2, and then Octane came the year later. Obviously he had played a great big part in the Transformers the movie, the animated one, in 1986, and I think that's probably why he is a popular character still now, as he's been re-released numerous times already under the Generations line, and for the first time really in ages in the UK we're lucky enough to have what's known as the Walmart reissues. So these are all official Hasbro releases and we've managed to get some of them in the UK right now. So let's have a look at the figure, and that's one of the main reasons why we're doing this video. So the figure itself is quite an impressive figure. The colour scheme is really good, and if I bring it closer you can already see that the stickers are going to make a big difference to how he displays when he's in robot mode. As I've just said, if you're after a vintage one you need to look out for them, but I also mentioned that of course you can now buy the reissue as well. So you can get a brand new one looking like this and you can put the stickers on and they'll still look as good as that. Now the figure was one of the first figures, earlier ones, to have ball and socket joints in the shoulders, and of course that's pretty much industry standard now with all of the any action figures you buy, to be honest. Yeah, industry standard with the ball and socket joints, but this was one of the first. The figure itself is quite robust. There's obviously the articulation in the ball and socket joints, but none in the legs whatsoever, and you can sort of tell with all the stuff on his back that he is going to be different modes. However, he still displays and he still stands really well. I like that mode. Let's have a quick look at the gun while we're here then, because the gun is huge for him. It is massive. It actually looks like, if you were to see him lying next to each other like that for sale, you'd probably think that's not his gun because it is so big. Let's put that back in there. There we go. So that, as I say, is one of his modes, his robot mode. This is the space shuttle mode, and again stickers play a big part. If you want to be really pedantic, and if you want to say the problem with it is there's lots of little bits like this that fold up and down, and obviously through years of play these can get damaged. Same with the little bits that come underneath there when you're transforming them into a train. I will transform them into a train in a second, but I'll do that off camera because these are pretty much brand new and I want to save time on the video as well. But you can see there, stickers, they look good. The alternate mode looks good as well. It's an impressive shuttle, and as I've already mentioned about the movie, it was obviously used a lot inside the movie. What I'm going to do now then, I'm going to transform him into his train, and then we'll have a look at the final alternate mode then. Right then, I've transformed him into his train mode, and if you're wondering why I didn't use any of the ones in the background, that's because this one here is literally mint in seal box. We'll have a look in a second, and the other one's the Mexican equivalent, which I've mentioned before. I actually took out the box of the video, so I'm not going to be transforming him again. So here we go, there's the train mode. It's relatively impressive. You can tell it's a train, obviously. Things to be aware of though is this is die cast, so it is nice and heavy, and of course with it being die cast it's painted black, so you need to keep an eye out for that because it does get chipped very easy. When it's in this mode though, you can see all the bits which fold out and they're hidden in all the other modes, so you need to keep your eye out for them, because unless it's displayed in this mode you wouldn't even know that these are there, so that's something to be aware of. Yeah, it's quite an impressive mode, and I don't know if any of you guys know or actually have tried, but the wheels do make it fit on some train tracks. To be honest, they do go around, but it really struggles going around corners, but they do fit on some model railway train tracks. As crazy as that sounds, that's one of the facts about him. So as I've already mentioned, that's his 3 modes. So actually, if I do this now and move them out of the way, you can see there's the robot, there's the train, and there's the shuttle. Now the new packaging for the new one that's released by Hasbro has the tail fin up for the shuttle as well. I've seen that already and it looks really good. Let's have a look at the box work then. So we've got, if I slide this one carefully out of the way first, this was the original release box and it's the same is the one that's just been recently reissued. Just as I say, Astrotrain's differently displayed inside. So you've got the lovely artwork there. He's got the more cartoon accurate colours though on the chest. Obviously the figure has the cream, whereas on the box it's the more cartoon accurate. And if we turn it to the side and around the back, there is the 1985 battle scene, Dinobots, Jetfire, Shockwave, etc. This one, I'm not going to just talk too much about. It's got its own video specially. This is the IGA Mexican equivalent, which is there, and it's the IGA plastic, so it's exactly the same, all released, just the box has got a bit more fade in it. Same battle scene. It actually looks like a repro, but it's not. It's an original Mexican release. Finally, we've got the classic triple changer. This is a UK and Australasian exclusive, released in 1991, so still inside the G1 banner, and as I've already mentioned, he is mint in sealed box. And for those of you who live in the UK, you may remember Woolworths. For those of you who don't, you won't know it, and even if you came over here you wouldn't find it, because that's a shop that's closed down years and years ago. The artwork on the back is the battle scene, which is basically advertising all of the classic figures that they release. So some of the Autobot cars, and the Decepticon. Obviously we've got Astrotrain there and Blastoff, but it's not the greatest piece of artwork. It is literally just saying this is what's available, and that's what it's advertising. But overall, a great figure. And again, we are lucky enough now to be able to get some of the reissues. If you can't get your hands on one of these, it's nice to be able to say that, being in the UK, because they are usually Walmart exclusives, but we've managed to get them. So keep your eyes out for them. I know for a fact they're going to be selling them at Robot Recruits, so check out that website. I hope this brought back some nice memories for you. I hope you enjoyed looking at him, and take care and subscribe for more.